Thanks for joining us. I'm Sharon Resultant. It's time now to take a look specifically out to the west, and we'll be pinpointing a new system that's going to be moving onshore, bringing you some wet weather eventually here as we work our way into central and northern California and also working on into the Pacific Northwest. What's coming down right now? Not very much. There's a little bit of green on the satellite picture, but actually it's not reaching the ground. It's Virga. What we have well out to the west here eventually will bring some rain for you, particularly moving on into Saturday and certainly on into your Sunday. So things are going to moisten up as we head through time. All right, that's a look at the satellite picture, a quick peek at some of the actual highs. And because of a ridge out here across much of the west, we've seen some very mild readings. Seattle at 64, 70 degrees for a high on Friday, into Portland 72, into Medford. Oh yes, it looks good around LA too, with readings around 70 degrees, in San Diego checking in with 67. Again, if you were to look at the jet stream, you would see a huge ridge out here across the western portion of the nation, and that is supplying you with some wonderful sunshine, or at least it was. A few clouds would be rolling on in, but it's also kind of opened up the door for some warmer weather to push in as well, and that has meant above average temperatures across much of the west. Little different story here, as you've seen kind of the Arctic Express moving back down into Dallas and Oklahoma City, Little Rock and New Orleans for this past 24 hours. It's been a little bit colder there. Back out to the west, still nice, 52 around Seattle, 58 into Portland, 49 around Salem. As we head down the coast, 56 in and around the Bay Area, 55 heading into Sacramento, and even down to downtown Los Angeles. Okay, it's sweatshirt weather, 57 degrees, but pretty comfortable even down in and around San Diego. Can't beat that, around 60 degrees there. No earthquakes reported as we head on into the southwestern part of the U.S. That would include Southern California, but we did have several of them there heading into central portions of California. For instance, in and around Ukiah, one measuring 2.8, around Overton, Nevada, one measuring 2.9. That's just off the map there. And that orange dot represents one northeast of Bishop, California, measuring 4.7 on the Richter scale. We can take you further northward. You have to look at the very bottom of the screen, extreme northern California into Dunsmuir, California, 3.0 on the Richter scale. That was about 40 miles east-southeast of Dunsmuir, California, and then nothing heading on into Alaska. Actually, we did have one just off the map near Attic, Alaska, 4.5 on the Richter scale there. So it's been rather active for the past several nights, really, into parts of central California and even on up into Alaska. We'll have to continue to watch that scenario. The scenario in the weather world as it unfolds is what's happening here in the east, and boy, this storm system has really packed a punch, bringing really a little bit of everything to you here. Along our cold front, we've had some nasty thunderstorms producing even tornadoes, and those tornadoes unfortunately bringing about a lot of destruction and even causing some injuries. And I believe as of this afternoon we also had a report of 1 or 2 deaths heading into North Carolina as a result of again another tornado. We work our way on up northward and we'll find some wet weather into Philadelphia. Rain continuing now into New York City. And it's more of a mixture, some freezing rain and some sleet coming into play, parts of upstate New York, and then snow as you head across northern New York and back out around the Detroit area. So there are numerous winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories in effect as you go from the Great Lakes all the way out into parts of New England, due to the fact that you're going to find either snow that's accumulating by morning or a mixture of precipitation. All depends on where you happen to be. Into the southeast, it's been again a severe weather event, and there's a look again at some of the severe weather reports that we've seen. Deadly tornado that worked through White County and Hull County in northeast Georgia during the early morning hours, and that produced unfortunately several fatalities. More than a dozen people lost their lives as a result of that particular twister that moved through, and then several, as you can see here, into parts of North Carolina and southern Virginia. It's been a very, very nasty 24 to 36 hours as far as the severe weather is concerned. There again is a peek at the potential for strong thunderstorms as we head through time from Atlantic City and Philly back down to coastal areas of North Carolina. You may find some gusty winds and some hail associated with those thunderstorms. There is a peek at the satellite picture, and again, you get a pretty good view here.